Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 173. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this Immortal Tuesday evening, Earth date November 13th, 2018. I'm your host, Raymond Hitchcock, and with me, as always, I tripped on my words. I am really drunk when I record the podcast, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock. With me, as always, my co-host, Brandon Folsom. Hello, brother.
Hello, Remington. How are you?
I'm drunk.
Besides drunk.
That's all that matters.
That's all that needs to be said.
That's all that everybody needs to know. Everybody knows Rem's drunk.
Business Rem likes some sake.
This is just kicked in, and all of a sudden, I didn't even know.
Your drunk voice sounds really Cosby-ish.
They're very similar.
It's a drunk and a drunk.
That's because Cosby was drunk every time he recorded anything on the TV television board.
I don't think anybody's going to understand what you just said.
That's okay. They don't have to. How are you?
I am sick.
You're dying.
Yes, I'm sick and I'm dying.
You're probably dying.
Probably dying.
I hope not.
You keep telling me that I'm dying.
I'm trying to scare you to go to the hospital.
I'm sick. I think I have stones or something, kidney stones, so I should be going to the hospital, but I haven't. I'm trying to ride it out.
Yeah.
So,
of all the things that are terrible ideas,
I don't feel the greatest.
No, he doesn't.
But I'm here and I'm ready to record.
He is. I even told him he didn't have to be here.
That's my dedication to you, the listeners. I'm putting my life on the line.
He is.
Kidney stones aren't something that like.
No, but if your kidney or maybe it's appendicitis.
No, if it was appendicitis, I would tell. It would be in a different spot.
Okay.
On my body. Believe me, I've Googled the shit out of these symptoms.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just stones, then you'll probably be fine. You'll just be miserable. Especially if you have to, like, get them broken up and then you have to pee them out.
Yeah.
Because that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have passed a stone before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And it was terrible?
It was a very, very small one. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't long-lasting bad. But if they have to break it up, that means you're going to be passing multiples.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that, assuming that they don't break up enough to just dissolve in your body.
Yeah.
So if you have to pass multiple, it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's literally like peeing glass.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've not passed a stone yet.
No, I've never had kidney stones before.
So there is a distinct difference of knowing what it's going to feel like and then what it actually feels like. It's like giving birth through your penis.
Yeah. I appreciate you not sugarcoating it for me.
I don't want to. I want you to take it seriously. Because the other issue is that you could develop infections, which that could actually lead to being bad.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't want. So,
well, I was fevered last night,
Mm-hmm.
which made me concerned that there was something going on. But I'm not fevered today. I feel relatively fine today. I'm not in any pain or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
just discomfort.
Not even discomfort's the right word. I just feel out of it today.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to the hospital, so I took some of my Klonopin, which is an anxiety med.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty out of it right now.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I mean, it's weird too because you drink a lot of water.
I do, but I also drink a lot of soda.
Yeah. Yeah, but I drink a ton of soda. A lot of times, actually, medications, especially newer medications, will cause stones as well.
Yeah, and I have changed some medications recently.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, we will soldier through then.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at you with the eyes of a concerned parent.
I'll be all right. I mean, I was planning on going to the hospital today if I didn't feel any better, but I did.
Yeah.
So if I get worse, I'm going to go. I hate hospitals. They freak me out so much.
I mean, why do they freak you out?
Because I have this fear that I'm going to go to the hospital and then they're going to be like, we need to do surgery. We're going to have to put you under and we're going to need to do surgery. And that just freaks me out so bad.
Right. But at the same time, like we were texting back and forth last night and I told you that the likelihood of them having to do surgery for stones is next to nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you would need surgery to have a stone removed, you wouldn't have a choice. You'd already be in the hospital.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be walking. If a stone was that big that it was causing you so much pain, you'd be double over in pain and you'd have to be taken out on a gurney.
Okay.
So likely it's just a couple of okay sized stones that are just poking the right places, and they'll just probably use ultrasound to break them up.
Yeah.
So that's an external procedure. They just shoot sound waves into your gut and then...
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Kind of tickles. Have you ever had an ultrasound done?
Yeah, I've had an ultrasound done before.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant.
It's a little more intense, I think. I don't know. I've never had one done to actually break up stones, but I've had an ultrasound done before.
Yeah.
To check for stones.
Really?
Yeah. They wanted you to do a CAT scan.
Yeah.
Which was weird to me. I don't know why they wanted to do a CAT scan.
To do like a 3D imaging thing.
Yeah.
They wanted to do like an X-ray or something.
Yeah, I got you. Because ultrasound, they just kind of shoot sound waves into you and then bounces back, kind of like echolocation on a bat.
Yeah, well, because I went to MedExpress, which is like one of our local
clinics.
MedExpress clinic things.
Yeah.
And I explained my symptoms, and he kind of poked around on my body and was like, "Is this sore?" "Yes, it is." So then I did like a pee check, and he was like, I don't know, because your pee looks fine, so I'm going to send you to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then they charged me for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what clinics do.
Yeah, I was there for maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's when I was supposed to go to the hospital, but I left there that day because I hate hospitals. I walked out of there and went over to Subway and got a meatball sub. Which made me very sick because I was nauseous.
Right.
So I was sick with meatball sub the rest of the day.
Like, of all the things to get, you didn't even get something that was like light. You just went straight for the meatballs. You're like, man, I feel awful, but you know what'll be good? A whole bunch of red sauce and red meats ground up with a whole bunch of sodium.
Meatball sub with onions and banana peppers and Chipotle Southwest sauce.
If I'm going to be miserable, I want my asshole to be miserable as well.
Well, it's like a comfort food. I don't really get Subway anymore after seeing how many calories are in them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like the meatball sub that I got was like 1,600 calories.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to live off of an 1,800 calorie diet to keep losing weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a comfort thing. I was like, I feel terrible. I'm going to get something I know that I enjoy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. Whenever I get sick, like standard common cold sick, I crave Gatorade and Tim Hortons chili.
Ah, Tim Hortons chili is really good.
It is. And it's especially good when you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
I will get 2 things of Tim Hortons chili and a bunch of Gatorade and basically live off of that until I feel better. Because the Tim Hortons chili is really good at just, I don't know why, but it's really good at just clearing me out.
Uh-huh.
It just, woof, cleans me out. Every instance of what you might think that means, it does it.
God.
Sometimes I'll put a little sriracha in there just so I can get the heat going to break up the sinuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not particularly spicy.
No, it's not. I used to get it in the bread bowl all the time. Then they got rid of the bread bowl.
Yeah, fucking jerks. Like a bread bowl is so damn hard to make.
Yeah, it's just bread. Come on.
It's just bread and you cut the center out of it. Bullshit.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I was just burping.
All that spanakopita you just ate?
Spanakopita. I just had spanakopita for the first time.
What'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. I feel like it could have been better. I feel like maybe I should get a hold of some like Sicilian grandma to make some homemade spanakopita for me. I assume that it's Sicilian. Spanakopita sounds like a pretty Sicilian thing.
Do we have any Sicilian? If we have any Sicilian grandma listeners, get in touch with us.
Yeah.
We'd like to pay you for spanakopita.
Unless you don't make spanakopita. And then I will look like an idiot.
Yeah. I don't make a spanakopita at all. Are you Googling spanakopita?
Yeah.
I would think Greek.
Yeah, it's Greek. It's a Greek spinach pie.
Yeah.
Only these were like little guys wrapped in phyllo dough, so I guess it would be more like maybe terrapita. I don't know. That I'm seeing on Google that there's like a full pie that you can bake that you kind of lay out like all that one little dessert that you use phyllo dough for.
Baklava?
Baklava, yeah. And then there's some that are like wrapped in their own little things. Anyway, it was okay. It was just okay. It wasn't as flavorful as I was hoping, but it was still pretty good.
Well, these were like frozen Sam's Club
Yeah,
Spanakopita,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, I think they were from Aldi.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, the recipe may have been lacking, for sure.
I would say so, probably.
Yeah. The spinach and feta and some other things. It was okay. So what else have you been up to?
Nothing really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything of note.
I am kind of losing track of my days. I feel like it's not been that long ago since we podcasted last. So I'm not really sure what I've accomplished in the past few days.
It's been less than a week.
Yeah. Well, we recorded on Wednesday last week, right?
Yeah, so it's been less than a week since we recorded.
Yeah, by one day, because today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Of course, by the time this comes out, it would probably be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But even still, I mean, that's almost a week. I mean, that's close. But I feel like I've gotten a lot done, and I feel like I've gotten nothing done because I still have so many other things that I want to get done. I've been researching on college. I went to the WVUP website, and I took their assessment.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
So my top career matches are information technology, finance, and business administration, and government and public administration. Those are all 80% and above.
Yeah.
Like, I might be good at any of those.
I can see that. I can see you as an administrator.
What's funny is, like, it's 5 pages. I expanded them and then looked at them. And I think I probably shot myself in the foot a little bit. I guess 4 pages. Because I was trying to avoid, like, healthcare field, because I've done healthcare. You know, I don't, unless I get, like, an office job where I'm basically an office manager and I don't have to, like, deal with people, I don't really want to go back into healthcare. I want to do the administrative end of it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the care of it. Because I don't like human beings. But, like, it rated me a 37% match for arts, audio, video, technology, and communications, which is one of the things that I want to go into.
A 37%?
A 37, and I have no idea why. Because I was trying to answer these things, like, I was trying to keep it, you know, what I'm interested in. So, like, when those questions came up, I was like, yeah, I do want to go into those.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm probably going to retake it and try again, because I feel like but my highest one was informational technology with 100% match, which includes things like programming and software development, information technology and services, and network systems. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with that stuff, but I don't have a mind to code. I get bored coding.
Yeah. I don't know. You seem to enjoy coding on the website.
I do, but I also enjoy just being able to do it on my own time.
Yeah.
So, like, you throw a deadline at me for that, I'm not going to enjoy doing it. So I don't know if I'd want to make a career out of it, because then I'd have deadlines. Finance, business management, and administration, those, yeah, I'm right there for. Government and public administration, I don't know if any of them would actually pay. Governmental, maybe, but then I'd have to deal with politics every day and people who think that they know things about politics. And I'd just have to roll my eyes at them and say, you don't know shit. Everything is a conspiracy. We're all part of the secret agenda.
I don't think they'd talk a lot of politics in a government job.
Yeah, maybe, probably not.
Yeah.
You're probably right. You probably have to avoid that. I could work for the FBI.
Yeah, there is an FBI location around here.
Or the CIA. Or one of those secret think tanks.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd make an interesting podcast if you worked for a secret think tank.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to talk about it, though.
You could. You would just have to clear it and be like, listen, boss, I do a podcast and I really want to talk about this secret information. He'd be like, sure.
Because I'll have to have a scratchy, gravelly voice, yeah.
Not a problem, Rem.
You talk about all of those secrets. It'll be fine. I've seen the numbers. Nobody listens to your podcast anyway.
You've seen the numbers?
Of course I have. I'm a secret organization and governmental organization. You think I haven't dug my dirt on you? I know it all. I know how many times you masturbate in a week. That's awkward.
Yeah, that's strange information for you to share with me. Even if you do know it, I don't know why you would
I don't even know how
make
many
it
times.
known that you know.
Yeah. I'm just trying to drive a point home that I know everything.
Yeah, but it seems like a strange point to try to drive home.
I mean, it's very personal information. How many times you masturbate in a week?
I suppose so. Do you read my masturbation blog?
Oh, man, I should totally start a masturbation.
Of course I read your masturbation blog.
It gets more hits than your podcast does. So, yeah, that's kind of... I started dip-dabbling on that. Because I need to get the ball rolling on it. I need to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it also has to kind of fit within the confines of what workforce wants, what the unemployment office wants. It has to kind of fit into the region for demand occupations.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they've got on this list, they have accountants and auditors, computer occupations, all other medical and clinical lab techs, pharmacy techs, bookkeeping, accounting, and auditing clerks, and just anything in office and administrative support occupations. Any of those, really, because I don't... There are other things on here, like carpenters. Like, I would be down for carpenting. Carpenting.
Carpentry.
Yeah, carpentry. There you go. But, you know, at the same time, I don't do ladders. So if this carpentry is going to involve, like, me building houses and 2-story houses and stuff, yeah, it'll all depend on what kind of a job I can actually find, of course.
Yeah.
But that's more of a trade school kind of thing, which I haven't really looked into a whole lot. So, I don't know. I need to... I called... Of course, yesterday was Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, I think it was technically Sunday.
Yeah.
But most places were closed today for it as well, or yesterday for it as well, Monday. And I think that the WP lady that I called was also off. So I left a message and she hasn't called me back today. So I'll probably give her a call again tomorrow, since today was filled with a lot of running around doing stuff with Ginger.
Yeah.
She's off on Tuesdays, so try to get stuff done. And then I will... I have been writing my schedule on a steno pad for each day. Like, things that I want to get done, things that I want to accomplish.
Oh, nice.
Just so I can kind of keep myself on some kind of a schedule.
Yeah.
So that'll be on my list of shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been off the past couple of days where I've been sick, and I've totally lost any sense of time. Like, I slept half of the day today.
Yeah.
I was up till like 3 a.m. last night, and then I slept. I woke up at 8 and was up for a little bit. Like, if I don't have a schedule, I just sleep weird hours all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I've still got to get some more streaming in.
Yeah, your charity drive's going well.
Yeah. I hit my $200 goal, and I raised it another $50. I haven't really had anything past that, but I also haven't streamed a whole lot. I think I streamed once since I hit my goal. But I would like to just, on days that Ginger is working, I'd like to be able to just stream for like 3 hours every day. And just kind of make that a thing. So that's kind of what I'm trying to vie for. So like 3 to 7. So I guess that's 4 hours, but maybe 4 to 7, you know, when she gets off work, or maybe 3 to 6 so I can have time to start getting dinner ready.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to get that in, but above all, it's just trying to keep myself on some kind of a schedule so I can actually accomplish things. Because like I said the other day, like if I don't have something, then I will sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
So, got to keep on top of it. But I need to get this ball rolling for school. I need to get in there, get it all set. This month is going by a lot faster than I expected.
Yes, it is.
So, it's ridiculous. Even not having a job, I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything.
Are you trying to go for next semester?
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just really as soon as I can get in and start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Because the sooner I get enrolled somewhere, the sooner I can actually go get a job. Because I believe the way they said it is that they will give me $4,000 toward my schooling so long as they can squeeze it into one of the demand occupations, and I'm still on unemployment.
Oh, okay.
But once I am enrolled, then I don't have to be on unemployment anymore. I'm already in the program.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that that's how I understood it. Or that's what they mean by it.
Okay.
I guess that is how I understood it. That was a dumb thing to say. Sorry. No, it was a whole lot to think of.
I understood it. It was dumb.
Yes. So yeah, get in there and do that, and then I'll be able to just get some piddly job somewhere. I want to wait tables.
Really?
Yeah. It'll get me out into the public and also keep me walking around.
Waiting tables can be fun.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has always said, you'd be pretty good at it. I imagine I would be.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm friendly, personable. I don't get pissed off if people say that there's a hair in their steak.
You have to have a good memory.
See, I don't have that, though.
Yeah.
But I can write stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I don't have to be the guy, as long as I don't work for a place where they're like, you have to memorize what they're telling you that they're ordering and you can't write it down. Like, I know that some places actually require their servers to do that.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
That seems like handicapping yourself for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, right. And then, but I know some servers who pride themselves on just being able to remember your order and then go put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that don't use drugs.
Right.
Because most servers are on drugs.
Yeah.
I can attest to that from my years and years of waiting tables.
Right. But what about the one that's not going to be on drugs but still can't remember the fucking order?
You'd be like a unicorn. You'd be an anomaly.
Ah, I see. That's fair. I think drinks will be my biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have again?
Sweet tea? It was a Diet Coke, you son of a bitch.
Well, you're drinking sweet tea now, princess. Okay, let's get into stories. Let's do this.
Do you want to do Diablo Immortal first, since we missed it last week, so we can make sure we get into it?
Yes. That's why this episode is called Immortal. More immortal.
Because we were supposed to discuss this last week.
Yeah.
And then we ran long and I had to go.
Right. So BlizzCon was a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
And there were many announcements. Ginger and I actually haven't had time to sit down and watch most of them. But this one was so loud in the media that I look at that I didn't have to watch it to know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard gets up on stage during their Diablo panel or at whatever point that they're going to talk about it and announce to all of their Diablo fans that they're releasing a Diablo mobile game. Now, the everyday passerby says, well, okay, that's cool. What's the big deal? What's the issue? Why is that a bad thing? You know? I mean, for those of you who have seen Diablo, it could easily be based around a mobile game.
Yeah, it lends itself very well to a mobile game, I feel like.
Absolutely. I think so as well. The reason why this is a big thing is that the Diablo fanboys have been waiting for a Diablo 4 announcement.
Mm.
Or like a Diablo 2 HD, where they've, revamped all of the graphics from Diablo 2, which was a very popular game.
Yes.
When it came out. So that's really what they're looking for. That's what all the fanboys are looking for. That's not what they got.
No.
What they got was, and I will link a couple of articles, but the long and the short of it is this is well, before I go into that, I just to drive this point home, during the Q&A, one fellow got up who was dressed in a red shirt, not the same red shirt guy of Blizzard past, but kind of interesting, paying a homage to him. And this is another thing that'll go down in BlizzCon infamy, I imagine, is he gets up to the microphone and he says, so is this like a late April Fool's joke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that clip, and the audience laughs and applauds heavily after he says this.
Yeah, so I'm going to play this clip, actually.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile, which everybody will get to play, and hopefully which will bring new heroes to Sanctuary, as well as welcoming our community back into it, and something we're very excited about.
So yeah, throwing the developers off on stage, just a lot of what's going on is the reason why. The reason why they're upset about it is, number one, they were looking forward to something a little bit larger. Like I said, a Diablo 4 or Diablo 2 HD revamping. Those are the main things that they were kind of looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it is almost beat for beat a reskinning of a Chinese mobile game that already exists. If you look at a side-by-side comparison to the UI for this game and the Diablo UI, they're nearly identical.
And it's a mobile game that's known for being riddled with microtransactions.
Exactly, yeah. So that's kind of number three, is that it almost seems like a cash grab.
Yeah. Oh, of course it is.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why this game looks so much like this Chinese game is because Blizzard is actually working with the company. It's called NetEase, this Chinese company who developed this game, to make the Diablo game.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it's basically going to be reskinning. Blizzard has to do next to nothing except for design assets that look the same.
Yeah.
And then put in lore that ties it in. So the structure itself exists. And there's no reason to change it a whole lot aside from maybe moving one thing to a different part of the screen. So one of these articles that I'll have linked below kind of goes into both of the articles that I have. Both people weren't really interested in it anyway. One is not a Diablo player, and the other has no interest in playing a Diablo mobile game. So neither one of them are particularly upset themselves, which was kind of nice. That's kind of what I was looking for. I didn't want to read an article by somebody who was very upset about it themselves.
Why not? You didn't want that like fiery rhetoric?
Yeah, because that when you become opinionated, that's not good journalism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be passionate, but you don't want to be opinionated.
Well, if it's an opinion piece, you can.
Well, yeah, but opinion pieces aren't news. Opinion pieces are just opinion pieces.
That sounds like fake news to me.
Yeah, it is. Opinion pieces are fake news, or just what I said?
Just what you said.
Oh, okay. So, what this one writer, this is from inventglobal.com, referenced in as they continued to dig as to why this was such a big deal. What they kind of gleaned and overheard is, number one, that it shouldn't have been announced at BlizzCon. Blizzard is pretty well known for knowing what their audience is going to want to hear.
Okay.
They really are. So this has Activision stink written all over it.
Activision owns Blizzard, correct?
That is correct. Because before the announcement even happened, there was some backpedaling on trying to make sure to temper the audience's reactions. Saying, hey, you know, the Blizzard thing may not necessarily be what you think it might be, so, you know, just keep that in mind. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, because originally they were hinting that it was going to be something big.
Yeah.
They were hinting like, hey, Diablo fans, guess what? We got something coming up for you.
Yeah, and then they started peddling it back and saying, oh, well, you know, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's going to be something different, so, you know, temper your excitement and let's see what it is. That's a big red flag right there.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you that, I mean, Blizzard does a lot of internal testing. And I guarantee you that a lot of people were like, nobody's going to fucking want to hear this.
That one intern?
Oh, I imagine it was more than just one intern. Number two is the NetEase pay-to-win and reskin concern, which is something I already kind of touched upon.
Yeah.
You know, people don't want to play a reskin version of a Chinese game. And bear with me because this is going to sound a little nationalist of me. Americans don't want to play, as a rule, a Chinese mobile game. They want to know that it's been created, you know, it's just the way that we have been conditioned as Americans to believe is, you know, we don't want anything that's not American. Well, unless it serves our purpose. And as far as gaming goes, they don't want something from China because China is our big quote unquote socioeconomic enemy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a thing. So there's this whole underlying nationalism thing that's going on as well, whether people are aware of it or not, is what I'm trying to say. Whether they're aware of it or not, that plays an important role.
Well, and I think too that just being a skin of a Chinese mobile game, to me, I hear Chinese mobile game and I think not very good quality, super full of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Because they pump out so many games. There are so many games being pumped out on the Chinese mobile market.
Yeah.
There are very few good ones as far as I know.
So the game itself is called Crusaders of Light. It is one of the most popular RPGs in China. And it does make sense for Blizzard to partner up with them for this, especially, given the content. Of course, anybody who plays Diablo may remember the Diablo 3 auction house, where you could actually trade like real money or do little microtransactions for actual real money, which was really divisive when it first came out. It was really, really, really divisive. So going back to the microtransactions thing, this is a potential, pitfall as well for all of these little microtransactions kind of on the tail end of the Diablo 3 auction house.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big debacle. It was a big debacle. Now, Blizzard has gone on to say that there's basically two teams going on right now. One is a team that's focused on the Diablo Immortal, the mobile game, and they are working with NetEase to make this game a reality. And then there's another team that's working on other Diablo assets.
Yeah, so I mean, they've made it clear, and it's been known for a while that yes, they are working on Diablo stuff.
Yes.
If not Diablo 4, then a reskin, or not a reskin, but a remake of Diablo 2.
Right.
So this has been known for a while.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Diablo fan. I played the first one a little bit back in high school whenever we would all get up like to the LAN together.
Yeah, well, that was Diablo 2.
Was it Diablo 2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember playing through that and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I picked up Diablo 3 for my Xbox 360 and played it some with my daughter and just couldn't get into it at all.
Yeah. The third thing that he cites here is Blizzard gamers are PC gamers, which is fairly true. Most of your Blizzard games take place on a PC. Your Hearthstone is kind of mobile. A lot of people are playing Hearthstone on mobile. But other than that, your Heroes of the Storm, your StarCraft, your World of Warcraft, all of those are PC games. Mm-hmm. Of course, they've put Destiny 2 on the Blizzard launcher, but Destiny 2 is an Activision game.
Yeah.
So it's not tied to Blizzard, except for the fact that Blizzard is owned by Activision. So Activision was like, well, we want a launcher for our game. Why don't we just use yours? Just shoehorn our games into this. How about that? How about we do
buddy.
that? Yeah, let's just make this thing happen.
Well, and then you have Overwatch. Overwatch is primarily PC, but also has a pretty big console base to it as well.
Yeah, exactly. And they've also shoehorned Call of Duty Black Ops 4 onto it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's on the Blizzard launcher?
Yeah, it's on the launcher as well. Which, for the record, is doing really well.
The launcher or Black Ops 4?
Black Ops 4. There are a lot of people playing Black Ops 4 right now on Twitch. Mm-hmm. So as far as streaming goes, it's doing really well. This is a continued clip from what they were talking about here. And this is cringeworthy.
Oh, is this that cringe clip?
Yeah, this is cringeworthy. Here we go.
Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this just strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Jeez. So there's this, just to recap, that guy asked if there was going to be any plans to bring it to anything other than mobile. They say no. And just everybody boos.
Yeah.
They're like, no. Nope. We don't want this news. We don't want your news. It's bullshit. We don't agree with it. And then they follow it up because they're befuddled. I mean, this is exactly the thing that you do not want to do. If your brain says you should say this, you should immediately say, brain, shut the fuck up. Don't say that out loud. That is a PR nightmare. What, you guys don't have phones?
Yeah, that clip has been going around a lot.
Of course they have phones. They don't want your fucking mobile game. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't play Diablo myself. I've dabbled in it a little bit, but I don't have any invested time into it. I don't care whether it comes out on mobile. Maybe I'll pick it up for mobile. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll be more apt to play it on
Give it
mobile.
a shot.
Yeah. I know Mediocre was bitching about it pretty hardcore. One of the other streamers that I haven't referenced in a long time. I don't know if he still listens or not. He hasn't been commenting. So anyway, he was not happy about it. And it was mostly from a lore perspective for him.
Is he real big into the lore of Diablo?
Yeah, he's a pretty big Diablo nerd. I guess I can understand where he's coming from. I don't have any interest in it.
There's been this weird backlash because there was a huge backlash from gamers about this.
Mm-hmm.
The Diablo Immortal trailer has like 500,000 dislikes at this point compared to like 20,000 likes.
Yeah.
And Blizzard somehow managed to get a whole bunch of dislikes removed by blaming bots for it.
Oh, yeah?
And then they eventually took down the trailer and put the trailer back up.
Yeah.
To try to like get rid of the initial negatives.
Yeah.
Which didn't work. People just went and downvoted it again.
Yeah.
Because it's the internet, so they're going to create these downvote brigades.
Oh, yeah,
to be
absolutely.
like, hey, fuck Diablo.
Yeah.
So then you had journalists come out talking about how entitled gamers were.
Yeah.
For hating on this mobile game. And now you have gamers going back at these journalists for calling gamers entitled.
Yeah.
So it's this whole mess all created from one fucking mobile game announcement.
Yeah. And it really could have been avoided if anybody would have just listened to any of the people who said internally, nobody's going to be excited for this. Maybe it should be released in some other way, shape, or form.
Yeah, or pick another platform to announce it. Don't announce it on stage at BlizzCon.
Exactly. Unless you're going to follow it up with, and we're also coming out with Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And we're also coming out with the reskin of Diablo 2. I say, again, not reskin, but revamp.
Yeah. There was a picture that was circulating on Reddit of the play area where you could try out Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
And it was just dead. This guy took a picture and there was just phones and headphones sitting up, connected to like bases where you could try it.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 people playing.
Yeah.
People just aren't interested in it.
No.
But we'll see when it comes out. I mean,
it's not even that they're not interested in it. It's that they feel betrayed.
Yeah, they're not just disinterested, they're actively hating on it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. It was a really interesting spin that came out of BlizzCon. So I wanted to cover that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to other stuff then. Speaking of mobile games, I'm just going to roll through mine if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's
a little
fine.
bit.
Go right ahead.
If you have if you have something that you can segue into.
Okay, yeah, mine's kind of all over the place, so
okay.
Barrel through, my friend.
Weirdly enough, a lot of the other ones that I've looked up tied together pretty well. So
sweet.
Yeah. There is a new, I would say, a Pokemon Go ripoff, which Pokemon Go is, of course, a ripoff of
Ingress.
I couldn't remember the name of it. Thank you. I knew you'd remember it. Basically, these exploration games.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is featured around Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
So you go around with your phone, you wrangle up ghosts, and you collect them in your containment unit, I assume.
Yeah.
So, and then you blow the lid off of Manhattan. Was it Manhattan or just New York? I don't remember if they were specifically in Manhattan or not.
I don't remember.
Yeah. All of our Ghostbuster listeners are going to kill us now because I know we have a couple of those.
And then put us in their containment units.
Yeah, there you go.
Joshua Smith, who we interviewed, the author,
yes,
has been playing this for a while. This game has been out for a little bit now.
Yeah, it has. This was a 3-week old story, but it is, like I said, everything's kind of tying together pretty nicely. So
yeah.
I just figured it would be a good thing. It looks cool. They actually, the one thing that they have that Pokemon Go does not have, battling your friends. Battling your friends. The exact thing that I said last week that I wanted out of Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So I really want to see that.
So do you just fight ghosts versus ghost?
I guess. I don't know. It looked like you had a team of ghosts that you just pit up against the other team.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's pretty cool. Makes me want to switch people out to... I see Ginger has so much time invested in Pokemon Go, though. I couldn't get her to play Ghostbusters now.
Yeah.
It's too much. Too much.
Just like the Jurassic Park one that came out.
Yeah.
that it was the exact same thing as Pokemon Go and Ghostbusters World.
Yeah. So, if you're not playing one of those random Go games and you weren't interested in Pokemon and you don't care for Jurassic Park, maybe you like Ghostbusters, maybe you could try it out.
Yeah.
We're not affiliated with them or anything. It just looks like a cool game.
Perhaps bustin' makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It's from the song.
I know. It was well played. I liked it. Continuing on with Pokemon, though, we got a trailer for Detective Pikachu.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Okay, so originally when we talked about this, and we talked about this, I don't know how many episodes back, but it was rumored that Danny DeVito was going to be the voice of Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. But we got somebody pretty damn close in Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. Ryan Reynolds is the new hotness after the whole Deadpool thing. Of course, he's always been hotness. Rao. He's like, between Jason Momoa and Ryan Reynolds, I don't know who I have a bigger man crush on.
Ryan Reynolds is an attractive man.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes, he is. He is attractive and amusing. And Canadian.
Yeah, so that's the trifecta there.
Yeah, exactly. So he might win on that between him and Jason Momoa for me.
For being Canadian?
Just for being Canadian puts him over the top, yeah.
Why is that? Because of his lumberjack tendencies and his always access to maple syrup?
Yeah, and niceness.
Oh, okay.
Just general niceties.
See, I would go more for the syrup.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the syrup is a large factor there. I don't want to downplay the syrup. I'm just saying that Canadians are known to be nice.
I was
unless you're a
afraid
French
that you were
Canadian.
Downplaying the syrup.
No, by no means.
Okay.
So apparently, within the Polygon world, the website Polygon, which is known to cover all sorts of geek news.
Yeah.
The writers and editors of Polygon are kind of split on the fact that Pikachu has fur.
As opposed to what?
I don't know. I mean, Pikachu is and always has been a mouse Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, what do mice have?
Fur.
Yeah. So why wouldn't he have fur? So apparently, there's like, I will have this linked in the description below, of course. There was kind of apparently an internal discussion that they turned into an article where they were asking video producers, managing editors, entertainment reporters, and other people what they thought of his fur.
See, I'll have to go and read this article because I really don't know what the alternative would be.
Yeah.
Outside of like
a lot of
dolphin.
Right. A lot of it seems like he's too fluffy, because a mouse's fur is very kind of sleek and laid close to their body. Some people are saying that he's more fluffy, more cat-like. I guess in this particular screenshot, the fur is definitely more like a fuzz or a fluff. But we do see a Jigglypuff, and the Jigglypuff apparently has fur as well.
Yeah, it has full-on hair.
Yeah, which is weird, I think. I will agree with them on that, because I never thought the Jigglypuff would be hairy.
No, Jigglypuff has like that swirly bit of hair on the front.
Yeah, but it's always seemed to have been more of a, more like you said, more of a gelatinous thing, more marshmallow-y.
Yeah.
You can have a little marshmallow curl. Now, the Mr. Mime. Oh my God, the Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
So okay, let's talk about the Mr. Mime real quick. What did you think about the Mr. Mime?
I love the Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's spot on. He is spot on and terrifying.
I'm so looking forward to this movie when I was kind of like, yeah, it seems like an interesting idea. After seeing the trailer, I'm all in. Seeing live action Pokemon interacting in a world with people.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. To set the stage for anybody who hasn't seen the trailer yet, we are introduced to a young man whose father worked for the police precinct. He always wanted to be a Pokemon trainer when he grew up. That didn't pan out. So he's working at the same precinct in a desk job answering, I assume, emergency calls or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He comes home to something in his apartment, and that something ends up being a Pikachu. A Pikachu that has the voice of Ryan Reynolds. And then there's some establishing content where the only person who can understand Pikachu is this young man for some reason.
Yeah.
Of course, in canon, Pikachu has never been able to actually talk. The only Pokemon that we know of that could talk was Meowth for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. Mewtwo could talk.
Mewtwo could talk. Meowth taught himself to talk out of love because he's the only Meowth that can actually talk.
Yeah, it's just one special Meowth that can talk.
Yeah, because he was in love with something who loved humans, so he tried to make himself more human by learning how to walk on 2 paws instead of all 4s, and learn how to speak. For those of you who don't know, that's why Meowth is the way he is.
And then he turned to a life of crime.
Yep. Since then, I think there are other Pokemon now that can, they're still few and far between, but there are a few that can speak English, or, speak.
Probably.
Yeah. There are a lot of Pokemon now. But we see all kinds of, we talked about Pikachu, we talked about Mr. Mime, there is the Jigglypuff that we talked about, that does have fur, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
But apparently not super weird to you, just because of the little curl.
Yeah, no, I always pictured Jigglypuff as having fur.
Really. We also see some Bulbasaurs be bopping around. They were pretty cute. They looked like they were fairly spot on. We see a Charizard. Now, I couldn't tell. The Charizard in both cases blew fire, so I couldn't tell if the Charizard was furry or not.
It looked a little weird. It looked like they might have added fur to it.
Yeah, it looked like it had fur, or if it blows fire and maybe its scales kind of pop up and that just kind of looked like fur. That's what I felt like was happening.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure. Well, I guess I'll have to wait to see a more clear image of Charizard.
Yeah.
There was a very brief glimpse of a Squirtle in the trailer. I don't even know if you caught it.
No, I didn't.
When they're in that caged lift going to the fighting arena.
Oh, okay.
There's one on the right-hand side as you're looking at it.
You see a Charmander also at the very beginning of the trailer.
Yep. And then a Psyduck, who is apparently going to be one of the traveling companions.
The Psyduck is?
Yeah.
Oh,
looks like. For whoever this other person is that he's traveling with, which isn't established. The Pikachu himself, voiced by Ryan Reynolds, is wearing a detective's hat, hence the Detective Pikachu. And I guess they're going on a trip to find his lost dad.
Yes.
So that's what we've gathered from it. You said you're on board for it.
I am 100% on board.
Does it feel a little Mario Brothers to you?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care if it does.
Because I'm not going to lie. Mario Brothers is universally panned, but it was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
I had zero problems with it. I mean, I know that there was nothing in it that was remotely close to Mario Brothers, except for names and maybe some loosely based concepts. This looks like it's taking place in like the Sinnoh region, you know? So the regions are canon, it looks like. It looks like it's actually happening within the world.
Yeah.
Not like Mario Brothers, where the Mario world versus the real world was vastly different than what we saw in the games.
Yeah, it was absolutely nothing like the Mushroom Kingdom at all.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and this is definitely one I'll see in theaters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Continuing on with computer-generated characters, we got a Toy Story 4 trailer.
Really? I didn't realize Toy Story 4 was getting that close.
Yeah. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele are new characters Ducky and Bunny, joining Woody and Buzz in Pixar's latest foray into the Toy Story world. And they actually released 2 trailers within 24 hours of each other. So we got the official teaser trailer, and then we got a teaser reaction. So they released the trailer itself. The trailer for Toy Story 2, for Toy Story 4 is just kind of a slow motion. They're all holding hands, spinning in a circle. The camera is centrally located. They go through all of the characters that you know, and then they get to a quote-unquote toy that's handmade out of a fork.
Yeah.
Looks like something you'd make in crafts class.
Mm-hmm.
And he freaks out, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm not a toy!" And he runs off, and he ruins the whole video. The second trailer that they released was a teaser reaction with 2 toys played by Key and Peele, who are at some sort of a carnival, Looks like they would be toys that you'd win for, winning a game.
Yeah.
And they're going off and discussing being excited for the movie. They start doing quotes. They get it all wrong. Buzz and Woody come on and they say, you're not doing it right. This is it. And then they make fun of them.
Yes.
And it's pretty funny. So if you haven't seen them, link in the description. Go watch it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So did you like the Toy Story movies? Have you watched all of them? Or
I've seen all of them.
Yeah? You have a daughter, so I imagine
I watched them even before I had her.
Right, of course, because the first one came out,
a million years ago, roughly.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
No, I really enjoyed Toy Story 3. I don't know if I've ever actually watched it with her, but I watched it regardless. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really well-made movie.
Toy Story 2 was like hit and miss, wasn't it?
It was kind of meh for me.
Yeah.
A lot of people enjoy it. That's where they introduced Jesse and like the collector who's trying to get Woody because he's like a rare collector's item.
Yeah. Yeah. I like aspects of it, but I don't think it was my favorite either. I liked 3 a lot, though.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they're going to do with 4. I haven't really read up on it. Maybe there's been a synopsis that's been leaked at this point, but I don't know where else you could go. 3 kind of wrapped it up so perfectly.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. You just got to capitalize on those properties.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't wrap it up enough to have more money involved with it. So
yeah, exactly. So I don't know if we'll actually see the Key and Peele characters in the actual movie, or if that was just a fun little thing that they did.
I bet they're in the movie.
Yeah.
Even if they're in small roles, I bet they're in the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything that I had.
Well, Remington, do you know what movies you're going to see in the coming year? Do you have any idea of what movies are coming out that you're like, hey, that sounds good, or that sounds good?
Apart from the Pokemon one, apart from Detective Pikachu, no, not really.
Well, I hate to tell you, Remington, but Sony knows exactly what you're going to see.
Oh, do they?
Because they have an AI, a Google learning AI named Merlin, that they use to predict what movies audiences would like to see based on trailers watched.
Okay. I mean, considering the fact that we do a lot of trailer watching just for research purposes, wouldn't that skew the mechanics?
Well, they used a focus group with it too.
Ah.
And like kind of polled people about what trailers have you watched versus what movies have you seen.
Yeah.
They based it around Logan.
Okay.
So this has been going on for a while. And it successfully predicted 11 out of 20 movies. So not perfect by any stretch.
I mean, it's better than half, but only slightly.
Yeah.
So you're safe to say just half.
It predicted half the time.
Yeah. It predicted correctly half of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Merlin isn't quite magical yet.
Right. Merlin is in the early stages.
What do you think of all these like weird researching AIs?
I mean, I'm of two minds on it. I love the idea that they're using these AI to do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But also was it DeepMind or is it Google Learn?
DeepMind, yeah.
As DeepMind works and learns, you really start to see from a marketing perspective how predictable we are.
Yeah.
And that's scary that these algorithms can predict directly what we're going to watch, what we're going to buy, what we want to look at.
Right.
I know we've discussed it before, but it's cool in one sense that I can get ads that are targeted towards me, stuff that I'm like, oh, that is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
But then also just knowing that these computers can target you specifically is a little daunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little intimidating, rather.
Right. I'm kind of the same way. Like, it is nice to be marketed to stuff that I would actually be interested in, but I know behind the veil that there's something tracking me and tracking my purchases and tracking my movements and tracking what I enjoy online. And it's saying, hey, I'm crunching all of this data and this is who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure. Do you think, is there anywhere that you can take your own Merlin test, or?
Not that I could find. It's just something that they're running. It's a program that they're running.
Oh, okay. So it's basically just another algorithm that will learn via cookies and then market movies to you that you would actually enjoy.
Yes.
Okay.
Try to be like, okay, so they watched the trailer for Logan, so they like that. So now let's show them a trailer for the new X-Men movie because they probably will like that also.
Right. Yeah.
And that translates into sales.
Yeah.
Because, if you're marketing towards the exact people who are going to want to see what you are putting out there, you're saving so much time and money instead of having to shotgun approach it.
Yeah. Exactly. Targeted marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. I'm not going to lie. As far as continuing to build the capitalist regime, it's good stuff.
I mean, it works for us a lot of times whenever we boost posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we pick our targeted marketing.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it works super well.
I don't know. Facebook is dumb. I still have yet to be impressed. I would actually rather put our money into the Google ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot better range on that instead of doing stuff through Facebook. Because I think I mentioned it briefly. I can't remember if it made it into the podcast or not. But I had boosted an ad because I could get a free $30 worth of another ad out of it. So I had to spend at least $10 and then I was supposed to get $30. I haven't set up another ad for it yet, but I should have the credits floating around. When I set up the ad, I set it up to send to Instagram as well because Facebook owns Instagram, for those of you who don't know, and they have their ads integrated. But 99% of my engagements came from Instagram. Now, that doesn't mean squat to me as far as turning those engagements into listens or clicks or what have you, because we are a podcast. We are a podcast, so there's no video or anything. It's audio. It's audio only. And through Instagram, you can't post a link under the picture that you posted. You just have to tell people to go to your profile and click on the link there.
So the engagements that we had were people just liking
the picture, yes. Which is nothing.
Yeah, that means nothing to us.
It means literally nothing. It doesn't mean that people are going to our profile and clicking our profile link. It means nothing. Especially considering the fact that the link that I put in there is a shortened link. It's branded, but it's a shortened link. And it's the same link that I use across all of our social medias. So I can't tell specifically which social media platform clicked through on that link.
So unless I made track to see whether Instagram.
Yeah, unless I made a specifically separate link for Instagram, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
It's already involved enough what I do to get our podcast out there. I'm not going to take one more step.
It's one step too far.
It is. It really, really is.
Hey there, Ogres. For some strange reason, the recording stopped. So this is the end of the episode, and we will see you next week, and maybe everything will work out the way it's supposed to. So until next time, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt and your tusks sharp. Good night.
It's going to be all business today.
Okay.
Could you tell by the burp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really said it as the all business plan.
You don't want to fuck around with all business RAM.
Nope.
They'll burp at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Business burps.
Business burps. Ready?
Yep.
What did you bring today?
The rest of my notes that I had from last week.
That's good.
And then 2 more stories.
Ooh. This should be a good one then.
Yes, you would think so.
It needs to be a little higher. I feel like I'm slouching. I don't want to slouch.
I'm going to sit exactly like this.
You do that. Why did you do that? Why do you hate me?
I'm ready to go.
Going back to the microtransactions thing, this is a... Jesus. Burps. But continuing on with...
No.
You've got a virus.
I have a virus?
Did you try restarting it?
Continuing on with autoplay ads.
Yeah. Yeah, it protected fucking words.